Hey, this is John with Scottsdale Living. I'm here with my partner, Kelly Carter.
Good afternoon.
And we're actually here talking to Shane from Not My Kid, which, thank you, first of all, for everything that you do. Not My Kid's an amazing resource for Scottsdale. I've actually been here for my kids and had some conversations, but it's great to share this time with you and just get the word out because, I mean, a lot of people don't know what's out there in the community and what they can do.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I first met Shane here. I had a personal experience. I didn't know heads or tails with these vapes. The Juul, the vape juice. So I came into Not My Kid as a resource, just looking to information gather. It's when we first met, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and sat with Shane, and he provided me with a wealth of information, support, guidance, education on what they look like, what they do, the dangers, the warnings. Shane, do you feel that Not My Kid is more of a prevention type resource or more of an intervention type community resource?
We're primarily prevention. We're focused on prevention, but we've noticed that we've met a lot of families who are past the point of true prevention. Their kids have started experimenting, but they're not so far down that path that they're addicted and they require a rehab stay. So we have met that need by creating some early intervention programs as well.
Sure.
Is that the Project Rewind?
That's correct. Project Rewind was created to meet a need that we noticed in the community. We noticed there were plenty of prevention programs, there's plenty of treatment facilities, but there wasn't much in the middle. Okay. And we were running into a lot of families that had that need. We were meeting a lot of schools and school districts that had that need as well.
Sure. Right. So give me an idea of the gamut of resources that you provide, because I know it's not just drugs, it's just not tobacco, but bullying and a whole bunch of other things as well, right?
Yeah, we speak on 6 different topics: substance abuse, internet safety, bullying, unhealthy relationships, body image, and a combination topic of depression, self-injury, and suicide. We do this for 2 main reasons. There's not a middle school or high school that you can walk into in the state of Arizona without encountering students that are dealing with those issues. That's just reality. Yeah, Number 2, we've learned through our work with local families, local behavioral health care professionals, those issues are often interconnected. Very frequently when we meet a young person that's struggling with one of them, they're struggling with another one of those issues, or they're at greater risk to struggle with one of those issues.
Sure, absolutely. So did you find that, and I mean obviously schools, budgets get cut, you read about that all the time in the news and see it on paper, so I would imagine that these kind of resources in the school just don't have the budget or the resources to help the kids. Is that kind of where you guys step in?
Definitely. The majority of schools can't handle these issues on their own. They're not equipped to do that. They're not designed to do that. And maybe they might have 1 or 2 counselors or social workers on campus, but for a large middle school or high school, they can't address all those issues.
So that could be thousands of kids.
Absolutely.
1 or 2 people.
Definitely. And then a lot of them, they're not necessarily even trained to handle a lot of the issues that we do as well. So we frequently will get referrals from school counselors, psychologists, and social workers as well.
Sure. And so this is, if a parent comes to you or children come to you or however the process happens, it's free, right? I mean, is there a cost to it or it's just provided by it for the community resource?
It depends on what it is.
Okay.
We have parents that walk in every day or call every day, and while we're not treatment, we're not counseling, I'm not a licensed counselor, I will sit down and let a parent talk and listen, provide resources and information, etc. Our Project Rewind program, there is a $250 fee for the program per family. But for the majority of families that go through, they end up paying nothing out of pocket because there's a lot of grant funding that covers that for Scottsdale Unified School District schools and some other school districts here in the Valley. Would
you say Project Rewind is your main spearhead right now? That's a program that you've got going the most?
For me it is, because I manage the program and I'm the primary facilitator, so that's my baby, so to speak.
To the guy. You're the man.
I am the guy. I've been part of the program since it started a few years ago. Initially as a co-facilitator, then main facilitator, and then was made manager of the program back in January of 2018. We do definitely a lot more than that. I would say the main thing that we do is prevention education presentations for parents, students, and school faculty. And we treat those as separate audiences where we'll go into a middle school or high school and we'll do presentations for a group as small as a classroom or as large as an assembly on one of those 6 topics that we mentioned earlier.
Okay. And who reaches out to you for that? For the school or the teachers? Or how did they facilitate that if somebody in our viewing audience is interested in bringing it to your school?
All of the above.
Okay.
We have a lot of parents that find out about our organization. We end up helping them with a personal crisis, and they go to their school and they advocate for us.
Sure.
There's a lot of schools that have been